Everyone, I'm Aurora Newton,
And I'm Angie Bailey.
and this is Ask the A Team. And Ange, I know there has been a lot, especially on social media lately, and from some very, very highly respected people, just really cracking down on the church and getting down on the church. Um, Recently, there was a comment that was made that really disturbed me. And I know that I shared this briefly with you, but
I don't know where she's going with this, so
yeah,
y'all.
yeah. I didn't share much with
No.
her about this, but
this is how we roll.
yeah, it was talking about church planners and mega churches and people seeking platforms. And it really bothered me. And again, we talked about, making blanket statements about things. I know a lot of people that are at what would be considered mega churches because really anything over what I think they say 200 is considered a mega church. And there's a lot of those in this nation. Our church would be considered that. It's not a 25,000 member
No.
church, but it is. And making statements that those people are looking for platforms. And I'm here to tell you that I can guarantee you that the heart of the person that planted our church was not the heart of a platformer. It was the heart of a person that would go out with their own money and would buy groceries and would, you just talked about this at the starting line class, would pass them out to people. The heart of that person is to run after the lost for the Lord. And Ange, I just really have to believe that that's the heart of, let's just throw some out there that get a lot of flack. Joel Osteen. I would love to sit down and talk with him and his wife because I truly believe that they love people. Now, God has poured out and blessed their ministry. And you know what? They pour back into people. And they take heat a lot. Andrew Womack, he's another one. He lots of heat for his planes and his money that he has. But Andrew has a college. He's teaching people to go out into the world, love people for Christ, share the gospel, and heal. That is the message of the gospel. I could go on and on. Bethel Church, Bill Johnson takes all kinds of heat. I've been out there. You've been out there. We love them. They really have a heart for people. So I think we need to be careful when we're pointing fingers at the church and saying you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, because a lot of times they're doing what they've been called to do and what they're convicted to do. And if they've been deceived or if there's a way that they're turning from that, maybe you need to get on the phone and call them and have a one-on-one and not make blanket statements and just condemn.
Right. No, absolutely. I think well, this is where Christians do a lot more damage to Christians than the world is watching.
Yes.
But here's the thing about, people saying, well, you just have your own agenda or you just want a platform. When God calls you to do something, and that's all of us, whether in the secular workplace, ministry, whatever,
Right.
When God calls you to do something, you have to answer for what you do with that call.
That's right.
And so you do have to take slack. I mean, Jesus even took it. They came after him with everything, and he was doing exactly what God called him to do. He's the Son of God. He did everything that his Father showed him to do, and they still came after him, and they still. So, sometimes when you're getting that flack, good for you. You're doing something right? It's like,
That's right.
It's like, thank you for that encouragement. It's like we talk about the encouragement from the enemy. Sometimes, when other people come to discourage you, take that as encouragement, unless they're coming to you in love and really pointing out something that could be, because any of us could, miss something. But I always think of, there's this t-shirt that I want out there. It says famous enough. Like, I'm famous enough, but every platform that I ever get, this one right here, any platform that I ever get, it's not for my own agenda.
No.
My agenda is God's agenda.
That's right. It's
I have
to love.
Right. And here's the thing, when people are called into ministry, they have to answer. Higher stakes answer.
And that's scriptural.
Yes. And so, know when people are doing stuff like that, sometimes, it's like what our mamas taught us: if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, unless you are going directly to that person, like Matthew tells us to do, and pointing out something that they could possibly be doing wrong in love, and really calling a brother or a sister, back, and in love, pointing out something that they may, be in error on, then they have to answer for that.
That's right.
And sometimes, people can get so caught up. I've seen entire ministries based on going after other ministries, and I'm like, what is that?
Why are you doing that? Yeah.
What is that?
And like you said, the world's watching.
The world is watching, and it's like, they already have to answer for it. And guess what? You have to answer. What has God really called you to do? Has He really called you to going after His others? Because like you said, the favor that they have from God, it's obvious. And if they have gone astray somewhere, they have to answer for that.
And you know what? You read in Scripture, read through the Old Testament. It's pretty scary to look at what happened to those that opposed God's people.
Right.
It's also scary to look at what happened to God's people when they were in willful disobedience to Him for long periods of time.
Right.
But it is scary to think about that. I don't want that wreaked upon me. If you are called to convict the church, the bigger church, why not start one-on-one with a ministry?
Yeah.
Get some FaceTime with them, one-on-one, and not make blanket statements.
Right.
It can be very damaging.
Well, because my question is, who's looking for the platform?
Yeah. And now, I want you to know, if you listen to this, and you know us or you don't know us, and this is convicting to you, or you feel judged by us, please take it to the Lord. Because there might be a message in there for you.
Right.
There just might be a message in there for you.
Because this is in love. Because really, I think a lot of things that divide us and make us critical of others are the exact things that should be uniting us. And we really should be connecting with those people when we try, when the enemy tries to come in and put a wedge in there. And so really praying about, if you see error in somebody's path, or you see something, like, really go to them, because there's really something there. Like, you are supposed to love them. That's kingdom. Man, if we get, church, if we can get that down,
we've got it down then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If we can get that down, that is the sweet spot.
Yeah.
That's really why Jesus came. That's a reconciled heart.
Yeah.
That's
and
the
that
gospel
unity,
message.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I always say, I don't think Jesus is coming back until His church is unified.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Please do not let this be divisive.
No.
If you listen to this and you feel conviction in your heart, please do not let it be divisive. Contact us privately. Let's not spew
because
things
each one
on
of us
social media.
have dealt with this in one time of our lives
Right.
Before, and really felt and had to work through this, and that's the only way that we can talk about it now.
Right.
So yeah,
We love you guys,
Yes.
truly.
yes, and we just want to see the church unified.
We do.
So if this has helped you in any way, or can help anyone that you know or love, please like and share, and don't forget to follow Ask the A Team.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.